1 2 1 2. It's your man DJ Green Hornet on the check-in, no doubt. What's good, y'all? What's good? Yeah. Happy More Days weekend. I'm just on the check-in for a minute. Yeah. Hit me up with the chat. Anything you want to talk about. You can see in the title, I'm talking about my project pretty much. But other than that, it's all good. Probably going to be on here for about half hour or so. You guys can't really see background. My project right there, it's kind of blocking. But my project, Blaxploitation Part 2, is out. You can go check it out on all the platforms, Spotify, Apple Music, Bandcamp, all that good stuff. You know what I'm saying? After the show, I'm going to put all the links and stuff in the description. You should already know my links and things like that if you've been following me. I'm not too hard to find. Yeah, let me see if I can move this over some. A chair. Excuse me. Yeah, that's a little better. Get the microphone right here. I don't know if you guys can see. It's still kind of in the way. Poster for the Blaxploitation Mixtape. Yeah, if you're new to this channel or whatnot, as far as when I do my projects, mixtapes and stuff, I always do like a listening or a breakdown of each project. You can find all the breakdowns and listenings in my playlist or whatever. But basically, I just talk about each track. I don't play them all through, just go through them a little bit. And if something catch your ear, you just go find it on the links that I provided, That's it. I got my little setup right here. I can play each one. Let me see. Before I get into that, I just want to say a couple celebrities and musicians passed away recently. Like Clarence Carter, the guy that made the song "I'll Be Stroking." It's pretty big hit song, especially when I was younger. I remember that when that song came out, or I think that's when it came out. But that was a big song. But rest in peace to Clarence Carter. I know a couple about a month ago or so, a little bit more. I don't know if I mentioned. Rest in peace to Africa Bambaataa. Rest in peace to him for the Zulu Nation. I was able to see him, talk to him one time. I saw him again another time. I didn't really get to talk to him, but I've seen him at least twice in real life. Rest in peace to Rob Bass that, passed away a couple of days ago. And it's interesting. I was watching a movie today, and it was playing his hit song. It's Takes Two. That was a big song when I was a kid. I was watching that video at the gym the other day. Yeah, that video was real dope too because it had like a lot of cameos and stuff in it. So yeah, that was a good year when that song came out. All those classic hip hop albums. Yeah, that's about it though. I did want to mention that. My drink right here. Got this little energy drink. But yeah. I want to mention yeah, so let me just go into my project. Anything else I remember while I'm doing this, I'll mention it after the show, whatnot. But yeah, basically this is part 2 on my Blaxploitation series mixtape. I made Blaxploitation Mixtape a few years ago. I think about like 4 years ago. I decided to make another one. And basically, the Blaxploitation Mixtape series is not all about Blaxploitation, but pretty much themes, you know what I'm saying, that a Blaxploitation um, movie will have. Oh, before I mention, get into my project again, I know what I wanted to mention too. A few weeks ago, I did get to see the RZA movie from Wu-Tang Clan. He directed a movie called um, One Spoon of Chocolate. That was pretty good. That was like a modern day exploitation or Blaxploitation film. If you haven't seen that, go check it out. I don't know if it's still in theaters, but when it comes to streaming and stuff, check it out. If you like martial arts and the and like a Blaxploitation theme type thing, go check that out. Hopefully you guys can hear it pretty good. Then move my mic a little bit closer. But yeah, check that out. Blaxploitation type of movie. One Spoon of Chocolate. They got that guy, what's his name? I think it's Shamik Moore. I think that's his name. He's a star in it. And oh man, I forgot. There's a couple other people in there. I just can't remember right now. I'm sorry. I'm doing this all live. Ain't like I took any notes down, nothing like that. But yeah, check that movie out. Support black films and stuff. And I think Quentin Tarantino had a little something to do with that too. So that's all good. But yeah, Vampires on Mixtape. Yeah, working on this for a few months. Couple ideals and production and things. A little bit older, but I was able to finish them and put them all together and make a package. Hopefully, y'all like my cover I made, and I got another one to our alternative cover art, and also it doubles as the back cover of the mixtape too art. So yeah, so let me get into this real quick. Trying to set everything up. Okay. Put this album too a couple of days ago. One reason why it took me a while to do a live, I think the project been out for about 2 weeks, so almost going 3 weeks. So just able to, get everything in the store as far as the digital world stores, as in like Spotify and the Apple Music and stuff like that. It took a while. So actually on the streaming services like Spotify, I'm calling it the Blaxploitation Mixtape Part 2 EP. It got 8 tracks instead of the 11 tracks, and I had to edit a few things and had to leave one song out. Over here, it's all about no sample snitching and stuff like that. So I left, far as some things off. Today I'm gonna play, like I said, I'm gonna bounce around with some. I'm not gonna play all the full tracks. I think some of them I'm just gonna play like a little bit and talk about them. But yeah, I'm gonna play the first track, the intro. Make sure I turn my little system up right here. Feel free, if you're in the chat and want to talk, let me know. It's all good. But yeah, this is the intro, just a fun little track, First half, it's got like 2 parts. So you got like an intro and it got the interlude. So the first track is Blaxploitation 2 intro. That's one part. Then the second half is the Black Caesar interlude. So it's also going to be called the Black Caesar mixtape 2. Kind of, it kind of got that theme, but not necessarily. So let me see. Play this right here. Hopefully you guys can hear it. Yeah, so I'm gonna play the first track. I'm gonna play some of it, or the first one, or the intro. Then I'm gonna play some of the interlude part 2. So play this right here.
I'm just watching. Here's the video right here on the wall, right here on the TV. You're gonna like this one. Oh, what is it? The Fred Williamson collection.
Yep. Shout out to everyone in the chat who on replay. So yeah, that's the intro. So that's the intro right there. Then we go into the interlude right here.
I'm just watching.
So that's the intro. We got the little interlude right here. Let that run a little bit. This kind of like set the tone of the project. I just faded out. Sorry about that. I got my computer on the side. Got some speakers right here. So the second track is called Street Game right here. Play a little bit of that right here, and all these tracks right here. You know, if you like these little snippets, definitely go get the full project right here.
Fantasy in your head about getting out of the life and setting out of the world.
Let this play a little bit.
What the fuck are you gonna do except hustle? Besides dinner. You really ain't got the stomach for that.
Yeah, okay.
Man, I ain't putting you down. Cut it.
Skip around a little bit of the track, but that's basically it right there. Let it fade out.
Black Caesar, Black Caesar, Black Caesar.
So that's track number 2. This is track number 3, called Makings of a Pimp right here. Let this play a little bit right here. Signature chimes and sounds at the beginning of some of my songs right here.
Daddy. Hey, Daddy.
Play a little bit,
Wake up, Daddy.
you know.
Talking to me?
Yeah, I'm talking to you. I want you to be my pimp.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna sell this pussy for you.
Sell it.
So that's the track 3 right there. Track 4 is called Inquiries, Conrads. You know, kind of got like a militant drum type pattern right here. You know, this is a beat I made a few years back, and you know, had an idea, still wanted to kind of use it. So this is like perfect timing to you know, add that to the mix right here. But this is one that's called Inquiries, Conrads right here. So we had a little intro right there, talking a little bit right there.
Can I help you, boys? Yes, sir. What room is Mr. O?
People call each other all sorts of names these days.
Well, they look like clean cut young boys.
Right here.
I don't think they was boys at all.
Yeah, you know, hip hop, I try to use some drums and stuff sometime, you know what I'm saying? So here go number 5, which is I did a little with a YouTube short. You know, I did the second or the last part of this song right here. So this song right here is on the Spotify, but it don't have the intro. So this one is one of the ones that got like a part 2 or a skit at the end. You know, the dialogue. First half it's called Flipped. Excuse me. Then on the towards the end here, the dialogue called Saturday Night High. And so, yeah, I'm going to play Flip. This one's called Flips. I like this one because, far as when you listen to all the tracks together, it kind of flows, so you got inquiries. It's kind of, more serious. Then, you get to the fifth track is Flipped, which is a little bit more upbeat, a little fun track right here.
So what do you know about the new one?
Like this one right here. Skip around a little bit on this one too.
I sometimes happier than I'll ever be. He LA, New York, Atlanta, he everywhere. I couldn't feel it, but that dog was Santa Claus.
Yeah. So this one right here kind of got the you might hear this part on my short. So towards the end right here. Little pop-up scratch right here.
Hey, get covered, boy. I know what we got. Yeah, we got some nuts, we got some down the street, new games, and half about a podcast.
So okay. So number 6 we call Punk Aaron Boy. Then I got a little insert. I'm not gonna play that little insert, but you can listen to that on the Bandcamp. Punk Aaron Boy. Then the second half is Carhartt Villain insert. The second half is not on Spotify, so you're just gonna Spotify and Apple Music. It's just Punk Aaron Boy. If you want the raw, of course, you go to the Bandcamp, where that's the unedited tracks that I made. So let's play that one. Let's play Punk Aaron Boy right here. Another signature style sound at the beginning of my track right here.
Not smart for 3 days old to run around killing brothers up here. Fuck you.
Skipping around a little bit on this one. So yeah, with a kind of deep, kind of sound, something different right here. So yeah, so that was the track Punk Aaron Boy. I'm gonna go to track number 7. This was called Riddle Mitts right here. In the second half, they got a skit. I'm not gonna play the skit. It's called Posse Too Tough skit. So this one is different right here. This track 7 actually talking on here, and I just wanted to, do something. I could have put something like in on top of the beat, but I decided not to. I said, well, let me do something different. I never really talk or do anything like that on my own stuff. I don't sing, I don't rap, nothing like that. But I said, well, this one, I want, at least I can at least talk on it. It has something, at least my voice on the Spotify. So maybe once in a while, I'll talk a little bit more when I feel like it, on some of my stuff though. So since, I make all my stuff, so I can do what I want. It doesn't matter if somebody like it or don't. I'd rather make my own stuff than talk about some other people's stuff. Talk about, hip hop legends and stuff like some of these dudes do. You know what I mean? So I don't do that. So let's see. So yeah, this one's called Rhythm Mitts right here. But the skit is called Posse Too Tough. Like I said, I'm not gonna play that one, so I'm gonna play a little bit of this Rhythm Mix right here. Trying to make a little reggae vibe song right here. So I always trip off of this one here. Just hear myself talk on this one. Let's see. Turn this one up a little bit more. Hope y'all enjoying y'all Memorial Day weekend. did a reggae type of track on the first Blaxploitation Mixtape, so that's why I wanted to do another one. You know what I mean? So to keep that type of vibe, you know, as far as what I think of things a Blaxploitation mixtape or film I have. You know what I mean? So so yeah, I enjoy making this one right here, talking on this one right here. So, but yeah, check out the Blaxploitation Mixtape Part 1 too. So this is Part 2, but you know the Part 1 came out a few years ago. Make sure y'all check that one out. That nothing but the hardcore rhythms. Yeah, so that was a fun track right there. So when this track go off, this one it comes on with a little skit. If y'all want to hear the skit, go to the Bandcamp and listen to the full track. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So yeah. So one thing I did notice on the my Bandcamp page, a lot of people they kind of listen to like partial or half or stuff like that. Yeah, stream the whole project. You know, all the songs and stuff like that, and help out with that algorithm, things like that. And, you know, and keep things flowing. So yeah, I don't know what I want to do for this next track right here. This is called My Money, Thug Life Part 1 and 2. So Part 2 I'm not sure if I want to play that one on here. That's one of the songs I couldn't add on the Spotify. They won't let me play it on Spotify, but My Money, Thug Life Part 1 and 2 is split into two different songs. So we got one half, and the middle is switches up to another beat. So they wouldn't let me put the Part 2 on the Spotify and the Apple Music and stuff like that. So I'm not going to play that one on the YouTube. I'm going to play a little bit of the Part 1. But if you want to hear the whole track, make sure you go to the Bandcamp and listen to the whole song. Because like I said, some people I notice when I go to the Bandcamp, you know, listen, you know, I'm looking at my, you know, my statistics or whatever you want to call it. People will just listen to maybe like half, you know, partial or some stuff. So let me see. Let me see. Let me check something out real quick. Yeah, so make sure you listen to all the tracks if you like. Just like I said, I'm just gonna play the first half of this one right here. But if you digging that though, go to the Bandcamp and listen to the whole thing because it's not gonna be on the Spotify. So I'm gonna play this, you know. So yeah, I'm just gonna play just the half. But I like this track. You know, like I said, it got a Part 1 and 2, but I like how I switch up the beat, you know, as far as the scene, the dialogue, and stuff like that. So let's play this one. It's called My Money, Part 1 and Part 2 right here. Going back to the theme, you know, Blaxploitation type, you know what I'm saying?
Hey, Isaac, good to see you. So, why you got that $9,000 around here?
Maybe I'll play some of it. Play a little bit. I'll play a little bit of that second part. So yeah, that's it. That's all I'm gonna play. For the second part. So that was My Money, Thug Life Part 1 and 2. Go check that track out right there. So we're getting almost towards the end right here. So this is another track right here. I got like 2 parts. This project right here kind of is different from Part 1 because I have a lot of, you know, Part 1s and 2s. Or one track might have like 2 parts right here. So this track right here I'm about to play next is going to be my outro. As I might have mentioned before on probably previous listening and breakdowns, I always know when to start a project when I make my intro and my outro. So when I got either one of those going, that's when I know I can start putting stuff together. So this one right here is actually a beat I wanted to use and dialogue and stuff like that for a while, maybe for a couple of years, And some things, it might not fit on, certain projects, so I gotta wait. I just put it in the cut. So the first half I've been wanting to use for a while, and then it was kind of too short or whatever, so I had to put something towards the end. And so what I did is put something that towards the end. It's called "Life Is a Motherfucker." Insert, and that was really supposed to be the outro of this project. As you know, I got like 2 more tracks after this. I got 11 tracks on this project, but this track right here was really supposed to be the outro of the project. So I actually had these first before I made the intro. So I'm gonna play a little bit of My Destiny / Life's a Motherfucker insert. I'm gonna play a little bit of both. I'm not gonna play the whole thing. So yeah, I play a little bit,
Walking down the streets, minding my own business, and bam,
a little bit of that.
I'm gonna be shot by some.
So that's the first half right there. So I'm gonna play the last part right here. Fades off right here. And this is a simple beat I just made. I put together. I have to buy something. Made the beat, the drum pattern, put together. Had a little effect right here. I did this in one night. So yeah. So when after I made that was like I knew I was ready to make a project. This little part right here that y'all hear, once that kind of helped get me going to make all the other things that you guys just heard. So we're getting towards the end, and once again, this one's the real outro. Even though this project got a bonus track, I'm gonna talk about that in a minute. So the 10th track, I call it Blaxploitation 2 outro. Black Caesar postlude. Once again, I heard this, put it together, something real cool, real slick. Then it got the outro. You'll hear a familiar voice at the end on the postlude. That's been, last week or two that, been talking about him, a legend in the hip hop game. So you'll hear his voice towards the end. I sampled his person's voice, not naming any names and stuff like that. But that might be that voice probably familiar to y'all. So, but yeah, this is another track that has 2 parts. So I'm gonna let that play. Blaxploitation Part 2 outro in the Black Caesar postlude track right here.
Yo, show, man, it's still real. I got the crib. Won't believe what's coming on the late show tonight. Crush the room in Beach Street. Let's go to your house now, watch.
It's a spider right here.
I really would like to see the movie. I gotta go, man. It's really late. Why don't you take it? We'll watch it tomorrow. All right, man. Peace out.
Spider. Caught a spider, little small spider. So yeah, that's the outro. Like I said, this is first part, kind of an outro. Yeah, just it's a spider flowing down. I just happened to see it. I saw me just scoop it up with the can. So yeah, I'm gonna get into the last part right here, the outro. Um, the postlude. So let that play a little bit.
Check it out, man. I got Black C's at that crib, man. Y'all wanna go check that out?
Turn that up a little bit.
Check it out, man. I got Black C's at that crib, man. Y'all wanna go check that out?
That voice should sound familiar. So yeah, that was the outro of the Blaxploitation Mixtape. But we're not done yet. We're not done yet. So I made a bonus. I did the bonus track. So let me see. Yeah, the track 11 is a bonus track. I'll call that one a proper salute. And this is a track I might have made about 2 years ago, but I had to redo it over, kind of get the sound right a little bit. And I wasn't not sure what I want to do with it. I scratched on it a little bit, little horn scratch. I probably could have did a little bit more, but once again, I'm tracking, doing all the stuff myself. Anybody teach me or show me how to do none of the stuff that I do. So I'm always proud when I make something. I know nobody else never showed me how to do it. You know what I mean? Compared to when I listen to the legends, they always had somebody, even though the person that showed them probably, learned from somebody else, or maybe they learned on their own. But I never had somebody show me how to do none of this stuff. So, but yeah. So this last track, A Proper Salute, I did a little bit of scratching on it. I didn't do a lot. I could have did a little bit more, but a lot of time I didn't know what I wanted to put on it. But I said, man, this is something I do want to at least scratch on and do something. But yeah, this is a track I had for, I don't know, about 2 years or a little bit more. And then it fit into the projects. Like last year, we heard our urban drama series. So, if you haven't heard those, make sure you go to my Bandcamp page. And I got the edited versions on the Spotify and Apple Music. But yeah, I did an urban drama series last year, 4-part series. And once again, last year, this track I'm about to play didn't fit on none of those projects. So I had to, keep it in the cut. And whatever I made the year before, last year, it probably didn't fit. Let me see, I think I did like the skit tape, part 4 and stuff like that. Let's see. Now I'm forgetting. Yeah, like last year I did the skit tape part 4, and the past one, like it didn't fit on Doughboy Mixtape. I didn't do it on the 8 tracks. I got a project called 8 tracks, which really got 9 tracks on there. But that was for the 50th anniversary of hip hop, so it didn't fit none of those past, projects. So I wanted to at least, put this on as a bonus track. So I'm not going to play all of it. I'm going to play some of it. And yeah, that's it. This is the last track right here. This is called A Proper Salute. And this is the bonus track right here. With a scratch horn sample from me right here. It's called Proper Salute right here. Play a little bit. I'm not going to play all of it. Skip around a little bit. Scratch it again. Put an old school type of song track, I always try to old school track. Rest in peace, MOP, that spot's right there.
It comes from medieval times. Two knights would approach each other on horseback. What's that?
This is called Proper Salute.
So, no, I don't think so.
So yeah, turn it off. Yeah, so that's a project right here. Oh, it went off. Oh, there we go. Can you guys see it? Yeah, that was the Blaxploitation Part 2 mixtape. Yeah, go check that out. Like I said, I always do the listening and the breakdown all my projects right here. And yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed this and all my projects, that I do. Yeah, go support. Links is in the description. Later on, I'll probably add some more. Like as always, I ain't too proud to beg. I got the Cash App and I got the PayPal in the description also too. So people want to do that, and that's all good too. But yeah, I always have fun making this project, and like I said, this one is different from part 1, even though I like both of them. I did a different approach. So as I said, this one got like a lot of part 2s on it, you know what I'm saying? So it comes with the theme of part 2, and also got a theme of Black Caesar, Blaxploitation film, Blaxploitation themes, on the tracks. I'm pointing over here because I'm looking at my track list right here. So yeah, so I got like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right? Yeah, like 7 1s and 2s. Oh, what's up? Hey, what's up, Mom? What's that, Boogeyman? What's good, man? I know you probably just checking in. I just went through my latest project. I did a listening breakdown. You probably, seen or might maybe even watch a couple episodes where I do the listening and breakdown of each of my tracks when the Blaxploitation mixtape. So yeah, I'm just going over it now. I just played everything, but anything, you mentioned it in the chat, that's all good. But yeah, I don't really have anything to say. I just mentioned a few things at the beginning of the show. But yeah, I just, always like to go over and talk to you guys about each project that I do, or if even in the last, I think singles I put out, was it Cool, right? Then I did what's the other one called? The Murder Hornet track. Yeah, The Rules, and I did the Contractor. I did a breakdown for those, the single. But yeah, I always like to break down and talk about my tracks. That way I can get an idea of, you know, what they're about, why I put together. Sometimes put a little the subliminal stuff in there. Sometimes I might see stuff in the news and I was like, oh man, that stuff, that stuff's still going on. I saw this in a film, but it's real life, so I try to put that reality kind of stuff in too. Sometimes put like kind of like I said, personal subliminal stuff. It could be stuff from the news, but then I might have saw it on the film, like, oh man, it's still going on in society now. That it was 10, 20 years ago in this film, but it's something similar come out. Yeah, no doubt. Glad I got the alert. Honestly, I wanted to hear this joint. Thanks. Yeah. Anything you wanted to hear? I know you said you liked the one track Flipped. That one's called, and I was just got finished, telling people that one is called that I made the short. I think you heard the short. That one's called Flipped slash Saturday Night High. So a lot of tracks on the Blaxploitation Mixtape 2 got a lot of ones and twos. So you just can't listen to the one, first part and like, oh, what I'm saying, this is all right or whatever. I done heard it or whatever. Because it might be something else at the end, towards the end. So it's not just, just like one track. And before I just saw you just jumped in, I was just trying to count, how many tracks. It's 11 tracks, but I'm trying to count how many tracks actually got like ones and twos on it. So let me see, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 7. So 7 tracks always. Yeah. So 7 tracks got ones and twos on it. You know what I mean? So it's not like you hear one part of the song, but if you don't listen to the second half or towards the end, you're gonna catch it. You're not gonna catch it. Oh, you said, yeah, Saturday Night High. Yeah. So yeah, this is a Blaxploitation theme mixtape. So not everything is Blaxploitation, but the theme of it, yeah. So if you listen to towards the end, you know what I mean, that's what it's all about. You know what I mean? You hear the guys talk about Saturday night, you know what I'm saying? You hear what they're about, you know what I mean? So you say they got this, they got that, so let's play that. Let's play that one again. Let me turn my system on real quick because I turn everything down. Since nobody wasn't really in the chat, but I'll play a couple ones. I don't want to play the whole thing because I want people that are really interested to go to all the 3 streaming services to check all the tracks out. And anybody that's kind of watching my shows the last while too, I'll say this too. I got a, excuse me, I just spit. I got a Invisalign, so you hear me kind of the tongue and stuff like that. I got a Invisalign, so I've been having those for a while. A couple of shows, I think I took them off. I just happened to keep them on this show right here. So you see me with a lisp or spitting or can't get my words out because I got Invisalign. Of course, the Camp Low album is a masterpiece, similar theme, I think. Oh, okay. Yeah. Camp Low. Yeah, I got that CD, and yeah, with the cover art and some of the songs, that was the kind of like their style, you know what I mean? Me, I'm just doing, whatever I wanted to do, whatever kind of theme. Some of them don't got no theme. So towards the end of the year, I'm going to put out Cinematic Part 3, and Cinematic Series don't really have a theme. I just whatever I want to put together, So this project right here, I just trying to make it like a theme. So I'm going to try to do a Cinematic 3 towards the end of the year. Maybe around the holiday, put that one out. Do want to do like a mini project, like kind of like the Doughboy mixtape and the Coffee mixtape. I got another person I want to do kind of theme, mainly because of the fact because I made the cover art years ago, so that I can always do. So I'm just gonna make that one because I got the cover art already for that one. So, but that one would be similar to like the Doughboy mixtape and the Coffee mixtape. Those projects right there, I had released a song on each project song was on another project, and I just made it like kind of like a maxi single type thing. So the next project is going to be like a little maxi single, probably just going to be, maybe like 7 minutes long or something like that. It's not going to be real long. I think I'm going to do maybe a couple of my other tracks over, that I need to do. I listened to a few of them that maybe the quality, the sound wasn't right. I don't get a lot of traffic, so I can always go back to any of my projects and redo them and touch them up and stuff like that. And nobody really won't know. So I do want to do that. And, maybe a couple of Lucy's here and there, stuff like that. As far as like singles, I'm calling them Lucy's, just a single here or there. So that's the plan for the rest of the year. But yeah, I'm gonna play the one that you like, the flipped and Saturday Night High. Oh. Oh yeah. Of course, Prince Paul. If it wasn't for like people like Prince Paul, I wouldn't be able to, probably maybe wasn't even thinking about that stuff. With 3 feet high and rising. I got Prince Paul. I got that on cassette. That Prince Among Thieves, and they even got like a VHS tape, and they got like the video. I haven't watched it in a long time. I think it got like the video. It's not like a movie. I think it's just not like a video, music videos or something like that. But yeah, shout out to Prince Paul and stuff like that. But yeah, of course, it wasn't people like, all the producers, what I'm saying, all the hip hop producers, what I'm saying. I respect all of them. So yeah, it's like a short film. Yeah, I haven't watched it in a long time, but I do got that on VHS, and I got the cassette tape. A lot of cult. That's a cult favorite. I see that a lot. I used to like to play that one when I was like going on road trips or something because it was kind of like long and stuff like that. I didn't just play that one a lot just to like bump, just play and stuff like that. That was more like when I was going on road trips, I'll play that one. All that, I got a Prince Paul album. I got, psychoanalysis and, a couple other projects, Prince Paul. So shout out with him. Let me see. Very rare. Still hasn't been done. Yeah. So yeah, that was dope. What's the guy? I forgot the main rapper. Can't think right now, but the guy from the Juggernauts. Yeah, psychoanalysis. Yeah, I got that one on cassette. I got that on cassette. I can't think of the main rapper name right now that was on the psychoanalysis right now. Not psychoanalysis, the Prince Among Thieves. Yeah. So yeah, I always do the skits and interludes and stuff like that. That's what I like to do. Yeah. I can't. Well, I can't. I'm trying to freestyle. I can't try to remember people's names. I can't. I can't think right now. So let me see. Let me see real quick. Let me see. Yeah, that was the names of the Breezy Brewing. Yeah, Breezy. Yeah, the real name was the rap name Breezy Bruising. Yeah, Breezy Brewing. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I haven't listened to that one in a while. Yeah, and my projects too actually sound better when you listen to like the whole track. That's why when on the Bandcamp page you purchase the whole album, it's all one track. So, it's cool. I like, each song is, listen to one by one. That's cool. You know what I mean? But I think to really appreciate what I do, you gotta listen to the whole thing. Cause sometimes I add little stuff in between too of certain projects. So like here you just hear, each song is cool, but when you listen to the whole thing, which I call on the Bandcamp, I call it the mixtape version. So when you see the bonus tracks, you go to the Bandcamp page, listen to you look at the listening, but you see the one called the mixtape version. That means that's just one long track. That's one long thing right here. And, blend it together and stuff like that. So you get it like a cohesive type flow instead of just like, just one by one and stuff like that. Like I said, some people, they've been listening like this project right here, but they might only listen to like partial and half. So they're not getting towards the end, and they want to know how I guess the artistry of the feel, because they didn't listen to the mixtape version, you know. Yeah, okay, they flow. Yeah, they flow. Yeah, yeah. Try to make it flow into one thing, one thing. So if you download the project, you get the mixtape version, and then if you just want to, one day just at home or in the car, in the whip, or in the gym or something like that, just let it just all play, all mix together. I understand some people might just like one track, here and there. That's cool. That's normal. That's like anybody's album, it's just like a couple of tracks or something like that. You might not like everything on there. So you can purchase, download the visual tracks, but I would like people to listen to the mixtape version of all my projects, Yeah. So yeah, let me play the one track that you like. I'm not gonna play all of it, like I said. And I talked about earlier too that I recently put this project right here on Spotify and Apple Music, but one track I had to take off because of the no sample, no snitching. So they didn't clear that track, so I couldn't, put My Money Part 2 on there. So you're just gonna hear Part 1 on the Spotify, right? So yeah, and the Spotify got edited versions too. So now all of them got the Part 2. Like I said, when you hear the track, go down, some of them fade out, something else plays. Some of them will have that on when you listen to the Spotify. Only on the Bandcamp, excuse me, has the Part 2. So yeah, he said, of course.
So what do you know about the new one?
Always like this track right here put together because
I don't know.
the song before was a little bit more serious. And you get to something fun right here. Listen to right here.
I was going to testify against you tomorrow. He's the witness that behind it.
No.
That ain't a way they flip the needle, man. Nah. Listen to what he has to say. They didn't flip anyone. My man was working for the government at the time. You for real? Yeah. He for real? Don't snitch. Look here, man, he was 1,000 times heavier than I'll ever be. He LA, New York, Atlanta, he everywhere. I couldn't sell it fast enough to keep him on the wall. Wait, now, you mean, man. No, Hey, get up here, boy. We got some games and half a bottle of vodka. Yeah, man, get a bigger house. You want some? No, we ain't dropping nothing.
So yeah, that's the second half right here.
Come on, what the fuck now?
Leans into the Saturday Night High dialogue right here. So
you ain't gonna get some new tapes. These are 4 years old. I bought them in the bargain base. You know, like my tapes, I'll get them tapes.
yeah. So yeah, like the clap sound and stuff like that. Yeah, so I added that, elements and stuff. Always gotta try to do something, like a sample something, of course, or try to build it up. Once again, nobody never showed me or teach me anything. So everything I learn, I try to listen to other people, other producers and stuff like that, and the legends, and try to get ideals. And when I have time, try to make stuff. I'm not in the studio like these guys, just at home. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that one's called Flip, Saturday Night High. I like that one a lot too. Like I said, that kind of more songs, a little bit, start out, fun. Okay, listen to the intro, you're getting kind of hype. Then you get kind of more serious. Getting more serious. Then you get to a fun track. You know what I mean? Then we go back down serious again. Then we go to another fun track. You know what I mean? Then we going back serious again. Just like in a film. Blaxploitation film. You know what I mean? Gotta have your little comedy, a little serious stuff. Got to have a little action on there, like the track "My Money." That's like an action track right there. That's it. Yeah, yeah, gotta. He said, "Yeah, no snitching." Yeah, yeah, yeah. Especially the people that's kind of just starting independent and stuff like that. Now, if you made a banger, of course, radio and stuff, it is what it is. You know what I mean? So yeah, yeah. So I was surprised that one song that I sampled wasn't a radio hit. They got me on that. They wouldn't let me put it on Spotify and Apple Music. And I go to the person's page, the artist page, and look at this, just look at the song because actually I kind of forgot where, which is was good and bad that I kind of forgot where I got the sample from, and the name and the artist, So when I got the email to notice I had to take the track off, it said the person name. I said, I forgot, who that was. So I went back to the artist page on the YouTube channel, and that person, this is a famous person. I'm not gonna say the artist name and stuff, but they only had like 49,000, views on it. So it's not like it was a radio hit, anything like that. Now the song, let me see something. Now I know sample that person before, and that person, the song that sample was a mega hit. You know what I mean? I didn't get no. Let's see. I will play it on here. I'm not gonna play it on the YouTube, but I'm gonna see something real quick. Excuse me, I got my phone right here, so if you see me looking down, but I want to go to the person. I want to go to the Spotify and see, because I sampled this person before, and then the song is like a mega hit, and I'm not sure if I put that one on the Spotify. Let me see. No, I know. So that song right there, I took off. You know, it's crazy that they notice it. Yeah, yeah. With people, with the all the rhythm and the stems and stuff like that, I added a little something to that too. So that track. So I was surprised um, that they caught it, even though I changed it a little bit. But yeah, yeah. The other song I'm talking about, that's not on Spotify. I didn't put it on Spotify, but I did sample that person before. I just didn't add it. So if you go to Spotify, some of these tracks, not tracks, but some of the albums don't have the whole um, project like the Bandcamp. My Bandcamp got all the raw. You know what I'm saying? Just got all all the interludes, the dialogue, the samples, everything like that. But for the Spotify and the streaming services, some of that stuff, Apple Music, I opt out to take some off. You know, let me see. Let me see. But yeah, I played a little bit of that one on here, so we'll see what happens after the algorithm. I said I wasn't gonna play, but I did play like maybe like 4 seconds of the beat on here on this live right here. So let me see. Let me see. Let me say. So my bad, but Bandcamp is the website. Um yeah, yeah. You never been to Bandcamp before? Let me see. Let me see if I can get the link right here. Yeah, you got to support the Bandcamp page, and that's where you can actually purchase the stuff and listen to all the songs and stuff for for free. So I don't do. Oh, okay, yeah. The Bandcamp page is, that's where I'll upload all my music. That's the unedited, raw, uncut. You're gonna hear all the slick stuff like that when I have it on the Apple Music and Spotify and all these other streaming services. They add the music to for this. They call it storage. They just call it stores. Um, I can't add all that stuff. I can't. Algorithms are gonna check it. Um, Let me see. The clearance check and stuff like that. So yeah. Said bad at tech. It's all good. Let me see. You always like song with the one with the drums. I played. I don't know if you ever heard this one, but I'm gonna see if I can find this one. Let me see. I'm trying to find one of the tracks that you might like, or one of my more popular tracks that actually got some of the most listens to. And I always trip off that one. Let's see. So yeah, let me see. Okay. Oh yeah. So I'm gonna play this one track. This track right here, people like this track. This is one of my most popular tracks. I know you say you always like the drum programming and stuff like that one. I always thought this was just like crazy and stuff like that. So I don't know, people just like crazy stuff. And it's like one of my real older tracks. Like before I really started making mixtapes and stuff, I would just mess around my sampler, just have stuff around. But I put this together. I touched it up a little bit and released this one on the Skit Tape Part 3 right here. So this one was called Pumpkin and Honey Bunny. And the instrumental, I just call it Bump This. So people like this one. I don't know why, but so I always kind of promote this one right here. So I'm gonna play this one right here. And this one don't got a sample clearance, so I can kind of play this one. Let's see if you can hear this.
I love you, honey.
Everybody, you call this a robbery!
You fucking pricks, move! I'll execute every motherfucking last one of you!
Yeah, this one right here, one of my most popular ones right here. I don't know why. I'm saying, I always thought it sounded crazy right here, you know what I mean? But yeah, this one got most views, some of the most views right here. I always trip off this one. Maybe because it's just an instrumental, nothing else is on it. So yeah, that was Honey Bunny Skit. That's Skit Tape Part 3. Yeah, that's one of my most popular joints right there. Play that one because you said I know you like the drums, so that's one you might want to check out. Yeah, that was on this track right. That one right there. Yeah, I like that one. Yeah, people like that one, so I don't know why. Plus, it's short. It's shorter, but this one was, the dialogue, but the beat, just got the instrumental, kind of makes it then. So it's not really nothing special to that one right there. Yeah, so I talked about that one before. You probably can find the listening or breakdown on that project, the Skit Tape Volume 3. And that one was just kind of like a couple of new joints on there, but a lot of old stuff, you know. Um, yeah, so let's say you say you recognize that one. Okay. Yeah, so the skit tape volume 3 was a lot of stuff I had like back in the day when like MySpace was out and stuff, and I just had scraps and I just put it all together and I just made a project and just put it out, you know. Let's see. Let's see. Hold on. Yeah, Honey Bunny. Yep. Mm. Oh, it reminds me of the MF Doom. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I like MF Doom. You know what's funny? By MF Doom, we got like and even like Madlib. You know, I like some of their stuff. You know, but I don't listen to a lot. Like probably since I know some stuff. Maybe like a small influence, but not enough to be like, yeah, I'm trying to be like MF Doom or you know what I'm saying, stuff like that. You know, this is more like stuff I'm just making up myself. It's another good one. Let's see. This one I should have put on the Spotify. I didn't think of it because it's mostly like instrumental. Oh yeah, yeah, do it. Yeah, yeah. It would think because somebody, I don't know, anybody pay attention to my work, you would think probably trying to be like them, but I'm more influenced by um I listen to more like the like you had mentioned on like a Prince Paul, RZA, you know, Premier or somebody like that, or Pete Rock, Marley Marl, you know, people like that. So this is a cool one right here. It's just an instrumental. Let me see. Put this one on the Mocktails project right here. This is kind of like the outro beat, you know. It was just like an outro right there. Yeah, oh yeah, of course, yeah, yeah, Large Professor. Oh yeah, yeah. I wish I had some of the machines, you know, some of those guys got like SP12 and SP1200s and stuff like that. I wish I could afford some of those machines, you know. So yeah, that was Alchemist. Oh yeah, yeah. Alchemist is dope too. Oh yeah. Let's see. Yeah, SP12 and the 1200, you know, that's what they kind of use a lot. I know they reissued it, you know, a couple years ago, but they cost like $4,000, you know. So I won't be getting none of those anytime soon unless I hit the lotto. So yeah, that's the MU. Let's see. Yeah. I think the Rossum, yeah, Rossum Electronics. Yeah. Yeah, they don't make those no more. You know, they did the reissue a few years ago of that machine, but they updated it. In case you didn't know, I'll show a picture. If you go to their website, they don't make it no more. See, it's sold out. Yeah. So they only made it for like 4 years, you know. But they updated it. I wish I could afford one, but that's not happening. So, mm, so yeah. You said what people use nowadays. I don't know. Sure, I guess we still got MPCs, you know, stuff like that. You know, a whole bunch of people use keyboards. I think right now just the game is this is like wide open. They just put out a new machine recently, a Kai sample. It's a small machine. You know, I did purchase that, but I haven't used it yet. To be honest, I did purchase that. That's not inexpensive. It's called the Kai MPC sample. It's a small sampler. People say it's kind of similar to the older MPC 60. I guess it got some kind of similar to that, but just modern. I haven't used it yet just because of the fact because I was working on this project. Now since I'm done, making this, I can learn, start using that and learn how to use it and stuff like that. I didn't want to start working on or learning another machine while I'm, trying to work on my project. So that's how I am. So, I wanted to finish this, what I'm doing, my sounds and things I'm used to doing. Let me finish this, then I can start learning how to use that. Yeah, okay. Let's see. There you go. Yep. So yeah, that's the latest machine out, but they got all kind of machines, No, yeah, I know he asked me about using the drums and stuff before. Now, over the weekend, was that yesterday? I guess that was yesterday. I went out thrifting. I like to go thrifting and stuff sometime. I found small keyboard stand, so I didn't even know I'm gonna do that tonight when I get off this thing. I got like this is about this big or something. It's not real big, but it's not a real instrument, it's not like kind of like a toy, kid, but it got like 5 pads and you can drum on it. It got just, some pre-recorded sounds and stuff like that. So I do have drumsticks. It came with some drums. So I can kind of make a pattern, So I'm going to use that small keyboard stand and put that on there. Kind of use that. I forgot what it's called, but it was cheap. It was something I saw at a thrift store. It was new in the box, or at least it was in the box. I ain't gonna say it was new. I don't know. I can't remember how much it cost. Probably cost like $20 or something. It wasn't real expensive, Not a serious machine. I think I used that on a couple of projects before and stuff, or I put it in my sampler, stuff like that. But it's not as it's a serious electronic drum, I should say. But something I can mess around and, resample myself, stuff like that. So, let's see. Oh, Flamingo Plaza, yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, definitely. If you're an artist and stuff like that, you want to hit up kind of thrift stores and let's call them pawn shops and stuff like that. Find instruments. Find your records and your CDs and things like that. If you're into that nowadays, people so many ways to get your beats. People sample off of YouTube. I don't really don't do that. I just like to get it from source or what else? You get to get the stems. They got I forgot some of these sites called, but yeah, you can just go to certain websites and you can purchase the beat and you can get the stems and stuff like that. But I just like getting my stuff from records, CDs, and stuff like that. So when I do want to sample or make up my own original beats too. Oh, what you say? I hear you more like a toy to add to albums. Well, yeah. So the little electronic drum machine I was talking about, yeah, it's more like kind of like a toy, but you can still, use it for like beats and stuff. I know. Like I said, that was maybe not new, but it was in a box. It wasn't, messed up anything like that, or looked new to me, so it worked. So I just purchased it. You know, people thought sampling was talentless to around. Yeah, Paul Boutique. I got those. Of course, albums on vinyl and stuff, and I think I bought 3 Feet High and Rising like 5 times. I know, bought that like 5 times. So I had it when I was a kid, when it first came out, with an 88, 88, so I had it back then. I don't know what happened to it, whatever, like I said, I had a couple of years probably, lost or whatever. It probably snapped or whatever. I had that when I was a kid. Then when I was a teenager, I bought it again on cassette, right? Then I bought like the 10th anniversary like CD, and the 10th anniversary CD had like 2 discs in it. It had like bonus tracks. First CD had the original, the album. Then the second CD had like bonus tracks and stuff like that. Then I bought another 3 Feet High, but that was like a single. All Tommy Boys too. It's up the Yeah. So I bought another CD. So I actually got right now I got the cassette, the 2 CDs, and a couple years ago I bought the repress on vinyl. Oh yeah, yeah. So I got a Paul Boutique. Got that on vinyl, and I think I just downloaded the cassette. Not downloaded the album on CD. Hmm. Oh yeah, yeah. I bet you find. So did you keep some of the promo albums? Oh, excuse me. Oh, sorry, I'm back. Uh-oh. Oh. Let's see. Okay. Said they had a Kobe Bryant album. Oh. I'm gonna go grab one real quick. Let's see. Oh. Yeah, this one right here. Yeah, this one right here. This Paul Boutique right here. Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, this one got the this one long. I can't even show the whole thing. Yeah. Now um I read maybe a couple years ago that I think some of this block or this street right here is not even around no more. So in New York City, I never been to that area as far as I know, but um, maybe that's something you can fact check. But I think the Paul Boutique, how we open up, everything is kind of gentrified. It's not the same no more. So this is cool right here. I noticed some of these albums. The bottom right here, you got like an Al Green album, and you got like a um, Al Green album down there. So yep. Yeah, this right here is a reissue. Right here, this I actually got this at Walmart about a couple of years ago. Yeah, maybe about like three. Yeah, I was right. Maybe about like 3 years ago, I bought this right here. Yep. Yeah. Uh-huh. Hmm. Beastie Boys Street. Hmm. Interesting. Yeah. Yeah, I've been last couple of weeks, well, for a while now. I've been wanting to get the Check Your Head album on vinyl, but this is expensive. Those. I think that one's pretty expensive. I got most of the albums on vinyl, stuff like that. I got to Check Your Head on cassette, but I don't have that one on vinyl. Stakes is high logo for some reason. Oh, okay. You like how it's kind of written out. Hmm. Okay. Let me see. Oh, okay. Yeah, Check Your Head album. It's dope. Yeah. Yeah, I gotta get that one on vinyl one day. I sampled I got a little De La Soul on one of my mixes. I don't know if you ever heard this one. Let me see. Oh, let me see if I can pull that one up. You know, little pasta new sample, right? Real quick, I'll play that one. This one got like some kind of drums on it too. So this is another one of my tracks that is kind of like two parts. You know, two parts. This track right here. Oh, okay. I'll be listening. Yeah, go ahead. You know, I've been on here for a minute. I'm not gonna listen for the too long.
Let's get right on down to the skit. DJ G8.
Yeah, that one's called Money, Money, Money. It's called Money, 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 and just beat number 4. And they had no name on it, so I just called it beat number 4. And that one's off the project 8 Tracks. That's off the 8-track album. Pull that one up. Money, 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 we rich. So yeah, that one's off the money, money, money right there. So
Let's get right on down to the skit. DJ G8.
yeah, that was kind of dope right there. Let's see. Yeah, when you know it's kind of I think it's not necessary. What I'm probably making is kind of like hip hop. I'll call it like a experimental or alternative type of hip hop beat, but not necessarily. Um, but yeah, that one right there, you know, got the drums and stuff. So I think all kind of like, it should, but not necessarily the modern day hip hop. Um, Gotta have like some drums and stuff. All right. Yeah, Mr. Boogie Man, thank you for chiming in, and you have a good night. All right. Always a pleasure talking to you too, and checking in. Much love. Peace. Yeah. So I'm going to hop off this thing too. I'm going to try to see if I can hit the gym real quick. But yeah, anybody, I want to, let's see. I think I just want to play one more track of mine before I call it a night. Let me see. See, well, I want to pick one. Let me see. I don't know if I wanted to play something. Oh, okay. I'll play another one. Some drums before I call it a night. Let me see. I forgot what's the name that one's called. Oh, okay. Play this one real quick. Then I guess I'm gonna call it a night. You know. DJ GH.
Sure.
Track the number?
Huntsville, Alabama. Yeah, there were 2 phone calls to that number from an address 15 miles from here.
Yeah! Yeah! Yeah, this is the place, y'all. This is the place. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's it, y'all. Thanks for checking in. This was a long show. Make sure you go back and watch it from the beginning. You know, check out your Ryan crew. You know, was it like my man Kenny Parker said, the Rewind crew. Come back, check it out. You know what I mean? Shoot, watch half, then come back and watch the rest. You know what I'm saying? Break it down, whatever you want to need to do. But yeah, a few people chimed in. You know, shout out to Boogie Man. Came through, you know, like he's a person that enjoy listening to my work. So shout out to him. Always checking in. And, you know, that's always good. And have at least somebody that's like my stuff. You know, a lot of people bouncing in, you know, they leave, you know, they don't stay. You know, you got people stay in the shadows. I understand. I stay in the shadows too sometimes on people shows and stuff like that. So, but yeah, that's it, man. I'm about to get up out of here. I'm gonna see if I go to the gym late night, you know, late night tip. Yeah, that's about it, man. Hope y'all enjoy this show. That's it, man. Thanks for y'all support. For the people that did come through, just make sure you stay longer. And I don't know. Hopefully y'all go back and check out my tunes on the platforms. But yeah, it's your man DJ Green Horner. Make sure you like, subscribe, share, comment, support, donate the show. And I'm out. You know, till next time. I don't know when the next time I'm going to be on. Yeah, I don't have anything coming up. I need to check in on a live show. But yeah, that's about it. Peace, y'all. Blaxploitation Mixtape Part 2 out now. It's out now. All right, about to end it.